Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about the Agile model and the V model, which are also mostly used in the software industry. We will discuss about its advantages and disadvantages and when to use it, all the aspects of that in this video. This is basically the outline that we will cover in this video or the topic that we discuss in the video. What is Agile model, when to use Agile model, what is V model and when to use V model, and also we will discuss about both advantages and disadvantages of Agile and V model. This is basically the Agile model description, that what is Agile model. Basically the Agile model is the model which also based on the iterative and the incremental approach, means that it also divides the entire project into smaller iteration, as we discussed in the last video of evolutionary software process model, that how the particular software is divided into smaller iterations and how the software is increased in the incremental form. Similar to that, the agile model is used in the software industry. First of all, the small iterations are taken down, in which all the requirements and the project scope are laid down in the beginning of the development process, in which the continuous feedback from the client side is taken by the development team. So there is a less risk as compared to the other model in the agile model. And the agile model basically consists of iterations which are basically laid down for 4 to 5 weeks, and in which the each iteration is given to the client for the feedback, and after getting the feedback the process is going on in the incremented form. And the agile model also divide the entire project into smaller iterations, so it makes the particular system risk free, as well as also limits the system error. When to use the agile model, we are using the agile model in the following conditions: that when we are required the frequent changes in our particular project, then we will use the agile model. And when we have a highly qualified and experienced team, then we can use the agile model, because it divides the entire project into a smaller iteration. So it is necessary that we have a highly expertise and qualified team is available, so that the client's requirement can be fulfilled in the time that particular client given to the development team. And when the project size is small, also the agile model is used. Phases of agile model: basically the agile model consists of the this particular phases, that is requirement gathering, design, construction oblique iteration, means that if we are giving the clients a small iterations, means small modules or the versions. And then we have a testing oblique quality assurance, which test the particular test case of the site. And then the deployment team, which are works to deploy or given site to the production. Or after the deployment, the feedback is taken from the client side that the particular system which is designed by the development team is good or not. So basically requirement getting team is engaged in getting the requirements from the client side, and how the particular system should be built, and what are the functional and non-functional requirements are required for to build the particular project. It comes under the requirement gathering. Design the requirements, it comes after the planning and analysis of risk in the particular project, which is done by the software architect or the system architect. And then the constructions or oblique iteration is done by the development team. And after developing the particular iteration or the particular module of software, then it is given to the testing team to perform the testing on the each test case of the particular site or the applications. And after a successful testing of that particular application, it is deployed to the production site, or it is available to it is becomes live, and it may be used by the particular client. And after the deployment of the site, the feedback is taken from the client side at each module, that the particular site is working properly or not, or it satisfies its requirement or not. This is basically the diagrammatic representation of agile model. First of all, the requirements are gathered from the client side, that how the particular system should be built. And after the requirement gathering by the requirement gathering team, the planning and analysis team perform the risk analysis and also plan that what software measures that particular development team should have to follow to design to develop the particular system. And then it is given to the design team to make the UML diagrams so that it can be easily understood to the development team that how the particular flow of the system is going on. And after designing, the development team is engaged to code that particular system in the machine code and to make it operatable. And after developing it, it is given to the testing team to perform the testing on particular sites at each test case, that particular site working on corner cases or not. After performing the successful testing, it is given to the deployment team to available it at the production site. And after deployment, the review is taken from the client side that the particular modules of the project is available and it working properly or not, or it satisfy the client's requirements or not. It is taken under the review. These are basically the advantages of agile model, that it basically reducing the time in development, because in this the highly expertise and qualified team is available, so it does not take much time, because the whole team is experienced, so the time to build the particular software is less. And efficient design and fulfills the business requirement, means that the system architect is also a qualified and experienced, so it basically fulfills the whole requirement which is given by the particular client. It is also very helpful when frequent delivery is required, means that if the project that requires the delivery in the 5 weeks, then this particular model is used. Direct communication with clients at each phase, so there may be the limitations of risk and also the limitation of system errors. These also the some disadvantages of agile model, that in the agile model there is a less documentation, so it may create confusion for confusion among other team members. That means that each phase is connected to the another phase, so it is necessary that the proper documentation is required. But in this particular model there is a less formal documentation, so it may create the confusion among team members. And also due to the shortage of these particular documentations, once the one project which is deployed to the client side or at the production side, the developers allocate to another project, so if any bug or defect comes in the particular project, so the maintenance of the that project may get difficult. So it is necessary to use that model when there is requirement of small project, then agile model is fulfill that requirement easily. V model is basically similar to the waterfall model, and it is also known as the verification and validation model. And in this model also each phase of SDLC must complete before the next phase starts, means that it is similar to the waterfall model, in which the linear sequential phases are comes, means that first of all requirement gathering is are done, then the planning, and then analysis, then design, and then the code of the particular system is started. Similar to that, V model performs it, in which the testing of the device is planned in parallel with corresponding stage of development, means that if any process is going on, then the testing of the particular application is done at the parallel side when the project is going on. It follows the sequential design process similar to the waterfall model, and it also known as the validation and verification model. When to use V model, when the requirement is well defined and not ambiguous. When the particular V model is used when we have the proper defined requirements and there is no ambiguity by the particular client side, then this model can be beneficial. And the V-shaped model should be used for small to medium sized project, means that it is not suitable for the very large project where requirements are clearly defined and fixed, means that the requirements which are properly defined and it can be easily handled, then this particular software process model can be used. The V-shaped model should be chosen when sample technical resources are available with essential technical expertise, means that if any defect or bug come at the time of running the application, then the proper technical resources should be available so that particular site can be maintainable. So in at that time the V model can be helpful to build the particular software. This is basically the diagrammatic representation of spiral model, in which the verification is done at one side and the validation is done on the parallel side. Means that the design means that requirement design is basically the acceptance test. Basically acceptance test is done between the client and the contractor who taken the particular software as the contract to the particular organization. Then the system design is done as the system test, that particular system is suitable or not, that fulfills the functional non-functional requirements or not. After the suitable requirements and the system design, then the architectural design is comes, in which the integration testing is done, in which the two or three testing is done in the integrated form and perform the architect design. And after the architect design, the modular design is done, which is done as a unit testing, in which the each test case is tested on the parallel side of developing the particular applications. And after done this particular module design, and all the coding team is perform their task to build the particular application or the site. And after developing it, the whole testing is done once again by the particular testing team or the quality assurance team. This basically the advantages of V model. It is basically easy to understand because in these the requirements are easily defined and it is can be fixed when any bugs or error are come. It takes less time because we have a proper technical resources to fix any issue. It works well for small plants where requirements are easily understood, as we understand from the particular diagram that it is basically suitable for the small to the medium sized project. Disadvantages of V model. Basically, it is not suitable for complex project, as we understand from the diagram that it basically suitable for the small or the medium sized project, which is listed for 4 to 5 weeks or maximum 10 weeks. It is suitable at that time. And in these particular models, though the early prototype is not available because the software is developed during the implementation stage, so it is less interaction between the particular client and the development team. So prototype is not designed at early in the particular software process model of V model. If any changes happened in the middle of the project, then the particular test document with requirement document must be updated. Means that if any changes which are done by the particular client side or which are required for the particular client side, then it is necessary that all the document with particular test document should be updated so that it does not create ambiguity in the future. So basically in the V model, it is necessary to perform the documentation in the proper way. As in the Agile model, we see that there is a less documentation, which also create ambiguity among the team. In V model, it also create ambiguity if any changes which are happen in the middle of the project. So we can understood that the V model and Agile model is used when. So thank you. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you like the video, please like, subscribe and share, and stay tuned for further updates of software engineering video. Keep watching, keep learning. Thank you so much.